One of these things is 14 times the price of the other. Let's compare the Coach City Tote to the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to compare these two bags and show the difference between a $149 bag and a just over $2,000 bag. So I got my Neverfull as a gift in 2018, and I just bought this a few weeks ago from the new Coach Cherry Strap. And when I put in the organizer from my Neverfull into the City Tote, I realized that it was just right. The fit was perfect. So I went ahead and I measured these bags, and this bag measures exactly the same as the Neverfull. They're the exact dimensions. It's 11 tall by 14 by 6 inches. They're both identical. The only difference in the size is the City Tote actually has like an 1.75 inch difference in the shoulder strap. So you could put them next to each other and you could see that's a really substantial difference. So I'm not even going to talk about having big arms or not big arms, because what I really think about when I'm looking for a strap drop, if I'm planning to wear something more often for work, especially, I need to be able to get this over a coat. And if I had arms the size of a toothpick, I'm not getting me and anybody else are not going to be getting a very short shoulder strap comfortably over a thick, heavy winter coat. It's just not going to be comfortable. So having that little bit more drop is going to allow you to wear the City Tote with pretty much any bag that you want, because this is generous. The Neverfull, with at least one of my coats, it fits, but it just really, it's really there under your arm, because, it's going to be bulky. A coat is bulky, and no matter what, I wear thick coats and I wear my coats loose. And you could see with just my sweater on, and I have pretty average sized arms, so you could see just with my sweater on, and even though this is a thick sweater, this is coming right underneath my arm. This is where it sits. And then the City Tote, this is a huge difference for that 1.5 inches. This is a long enough strap drop that pretty much everybody is going to be able to wear it, even with a very thick, heavy wool coat. So let's get into a little bit more detail about what differences there are with this bag. So one of the things is the Neverfull, sorry, Henry's walking past. The Neverfull has a red cloth lining, and mine has the striped lining. I'm not really sure if that was the earlier one, the later one, but I have the striped lining and the Louis Vuitton logo here on the back. I honestly cannot tell you which came first, but I know that there was an earlier edition and a later edition. Henry, that's Mommy's. He wants to get in the City Tote. So that's one difference. The City Tote is just canvas. I know that the inside of this bag is canvas. So it's canvas all through, and then the pocket is lined with a fabric. Now, an advantage to having all canvas is that you can wash it out, clean it out, wipe it out really easily, compared to the Neverfull, which you're going to have to take to a professional cleaner, or, take a wing and a prayer and try to clean it yourself if you get any kind of stains. So inside of the City Tote, let me go ahead and take the organizer out. And this is a Zimone organizer, by the way. I do have a discount code. Inside the City Tote, if you look at the very bottom, all right, so I had a little accident with the tripod. So anyway, inside the City Tote, you can see this is smooth. There's no seams, there's no nothing. Like, the seams from where it's stitched together are completely, totally flat. But inside the Neverfull, if you look all the way down to the bottom, you do have seams where if the bottom needs to be replaced or repaired, they could just kind of undo the stitches and I'm assuming stitch it back up. So that's one difference. The Neverfull also comes with the pouch, which looks, people say it's not, but this looks just like the new pouches that Louis Vuitton has released, only this is Cellier style and the other ones they just made were torn. But they look pretty much like the same dimensions and they use the pattern and just kind of done them up a little bit differently and then stuck the key ring in. I haven't seen one up close, but from what I've seen, that's what it appears to be. I'm not saying that I don't like them because I think the small key pouch is just like the Chanel O case, and I would definitely be interested in adding one of those at some point because I love a good pouch. But I do use the pouch for my Neverfull when I use it and when I use the Neverfull, and then sometimes I will take it out and I'll use it as a clutch. Not very often, but I do wear it that way. You also could cinch in the sides with these little straps and turn this into more of this shape, which kind of looks a little bit like a bucket bag. So there's that. You're not able to do that with the City Tote. The canvas on both of these, I mean, the Louis Vuitton has a little bit more texture. The Coach does feel a little bit more rubbery, but I think that that's just due to whatever material they're using to seal this off. And also the cherry prints look like they're part of the canvas, and people don't realize it, but this whole pattern is silkscreen on. This starts off red and then the checks are added on after. So it is possible for this to wear. That's why when you see an Ebene Neverfull and you see some red, it's the actual print that's rubbing off. I don't know that that's going to happen with the Coach. I think that if it rubs, it's just going to rub, and it's going to rub down to, you know, the white of the canvas. White or beige or whatever color it originally started off at. So the straps seem to be about the same width. For me, they're both comfortable. I know a lot of people say that the Neverfull straps dig into their shoulders. I've never experienced that. They look pretty much identical. You cannot cinch in the Coach, if I hadn't said that before. Honestly, if you look around the trim of the Coach bag, it's very even. It's cut off. There's no excess material. And with the Louis Vuitton, if you look, it does have a ripple to it. And if you look at the bottom where it's cut off, it's not always completely even. If I had to judge the stitching, and yes, this is authentic, I bought it at Louis Vuitton. If I had to judge the stitching, I think the Coach is better stitched. Completely honest. You have a magnetic closure on the City bag that just really very, very easily and quickly finds itself and snaps closed. So that's a huge advantage. With the Louis Vuitton, it's mostly an open tote, which I do like. And you do have this little lock gadget, whatever the heck you want to call it, where you're able to close it, but it's not going to be a really tight closure. I almost never close it like that because I find it to be really inconvenient to take apart and, you know, put off and on, do and undo, however you want to say it. So my assessment, quite honestly, if I didn't already have the Neverfull, I wouldn't really be too eager to get it if I already had the City Tote, because I know people, you know, they'll say they don't mind paying for the name. But guys, you're talking about an $1,800 difference between this bag with some squares that have Louis Vuitton printed in it and this bag, which is pretty much identical. Now, I love my Neverfull. I'm very happy that I have it. I really, the more I see what's happening and the more I see the prices are going up and the quality isn't getting any better, and what they're charging for canvas, because this was $1,300 in 2017 and it's over $2,000 now. I mean, where did an extra $700 play into this bag? I don't compute that. Like, that just doesn't register. I'm not worth an extra $700. I sure didn't get an extra $700 a month raise. So tell me, like, explain to me how to justify that this is suddenly $800 more, or that it's $800 more and it's all canvas, and how this bag could be just as well made for $149. So, you know, I'm really just thinking, like, guys, if you like Louis Vuitton unboxings, I'm probably going to have them very few and far between. I was never a really big Louis Vuitton person, but I have bought some bags over the years. But there's been absolutely nothing that's been released that I could honestly say that I love and that I need to add to my collection and that I think that I'm getting any value from it. I mean, that's my opinion. I just don't. In fact, I even sold my Neverfull BB because I didn't feel like I used it enough, or really I should say that I had bags that were similar that I liked better and used more. Between the Neverfull BB and, for instance, my little MZ Wallace Metro, I use the MZ Wallace more. I mean, it just didn't seem to me like it was that big of a deal. So I got my money back. I'm happy, and I could go and choose something else that I would use more. I definitely am more into Hermes and Chanel. They are very overpriced. We all know this, but I'd rather have one really nice item and some Coach bags than a closet full of Louis Vuitton, because I've been buying Louis Vuitton since 2001, and like right now the thrill is gone. I'll watch people, you know, maybe if I ever got a good deal like Winnie did, because Winnie got an awesome deal. If you haven't seen her video where she unboxes her latest, but to buy it at full price or even pre-loved at what they're asking for some of these, it's just not happening. I mean, I'm just done. So thanks for watching. Let me know your opinion and which bag would you rather have? And I'm guessing that most of you are going to say it's the Neverfull. So I will see you in my next video. Just trying to keep things positive, guys, but it's just my opinion. And, you know, I feel like I'm tired of being bamboozled. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.